Welcome to today's video. We are discussing how scammers are ripping people off in cruise ports. Now, do you want to know the details of each scam so you don't put yourself at risk on your upcoming cruise? Well, you've come to the right place. We are going to discuss all of the details of how these scammers are trying to pull the wool over your eyes and how you won't fall for it if you stay and watch to the end of the video. I'm Alanna. I love to do videos all about cruising, cruise news, cruise vlogs, cruise live streams, cruise advice. I love it all and I love sharing it with you here on this channel. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and hit the notification bell to make the cruise horn blow and so you won't miss my next video. So let's get started and discuss our first scam that you need to keep your eyes peeled for, which is booking cruise excursions in the port of call with unlicensed tour guides. Now, I have to say right off the bat that I don't always book my excursions with the cruise company. I do some research though ahead of time and making sure that those who I book my excursion with are licensed and accredited and reviewed tour companies. This is where it's important and you want to do a little bit of your homework to make sure that you won't get scammed when you are in a port of call. Now, if you happen to be booked with an unlicensed tour operator, this could be a potentially dangerous scenario. For instance, they could cancel your tour altogether and you're left out of your deposit. Or there could be misleading sales tactics. So basically, they've promised one tour and you're getting a completely different other tour, or your combined tour is with a whole other family, there's more people, and it just isn't what was promised. You could end up using unsafe vehicles that don't have proper safety belts or ferries, and basically it just wasn't how you had planned your day. No one wants to get hit with these hidden fees or entrance fees into something that you thought you had already paid for, or simply just not going to the places that were promised in the first place. So before we totally ruin a potentially great day in a port of call, how do we avoid all of this? First of all, you want to do a little bit of your homework. Of course, you want to do some research and look into some of the reviews of a tour company and also just how legitimate do they really seem. Make sure you check out their social medias on top of their website, of course. Even go ahead and give them a call on the phone. A lot of times they'll have international numbers or a number that you can call through WhatsApp if you don't have an international phone plan yourself. So you can give them a call and kind of just discuss what the day would look like. You can have a sense of the vibe of what you would expect and whether or not it would be a good fit for you and your family. And also you can straight up ask them, are they a licensed tour operator? Say, hey, where's the best place to see some of your reviews on the different types of excursions and offerings that you have? I'm undecided and I want to know which one is the best fit for me. Gauge it that way. Or think about the price range as well. If you're doing your homework, you kind of have a general idea. Say an excursion is anywhere from $50 to $70 for the type of activity that you're doing. Now, why would this one be priced so low at $30? That could be a red flag and you'll want to look out for things of it being too cheap. Why is it so cheap? Well, maybe they're unlicensed and they'll just take any money that they can get. Now, once you're super excited about your excursion in your port of call and you realized where you want to go and what you want to do, and you found the perfect tour operator, keep in mind of what they're requiring for you to pay. Are they requiring a full upfront payment or just a deposit? If you can, you're going to want to make sure that you just try and pay the deposit. This will save you in case anything sketchy was to go down, or if even perhaps your cruise ship wasn't able to go to that port of call, perhaps because of some bad weather or anything of that sort, where you were skipping that port altogether, you would get your refund back just of the deposit and you wouldn't be out any of the total money. Now, any reputable tour operating company would be giving you your refund, but it's just easier to make sure that it's just the deposit that was paid instead of a full fare. Our second scam that you need to look out for is the gift that you actually pay for. So this is where you could be walking along, perhaps get off the cruise ship and you're taking a stroll, exploring the port, and you run into some really chatty locals. They want to know where you're from and chit-chatting with you, and you said, wow, people are really nice here. And then all of a sudden they want to give you a gift. Perhaps they've handcrafted a bracelet and they even go ahead and put it right on your wrist. A gift from me to you. Welcome to my country. I'm so happy you're here. I hope you have a great experience. And then the plot shifts and all of a sudden they're asking for money. You've heard a sob story of how they could really use the extra few change and, hey, I've given you a gift. Do you think you could give me 10, 20, or they're just gonna wait for you to pull out your wallet and see a wad of cash and see how much that they can really get from you. And I'm just so surprised that this scam is still relevant and existing today. It's not anything new, and if you haven't heard about it, what you'll wanna look for is people getting too close to you. Now, yes, there are going to be friendly people everywhere, and not everyone who's friendly is going to wanna give you a gift and take money from you. But just be aware of your persons and people putting things on you, and then even if they did happen to succeed in giving you a gift, giving you a necklace or a bracelet, whatever it is, you can always give it back. Just say no, I don't want it, no thank you, it's beautiful, but I don't have the money for it. Just give it back and keep on walking. You don't have to pull out your wallet unless you really wanted to fall for the scam. A lot of times these items as well are actually way overpriced. They might ask for $20 for a $2 bracelet that you can buy at the straw market or wherever. So just keep in mind that even if you do kind of fall for the story, it's way overpriced. Our next scam that we're going to be talking about is getting your hair braided in port. Now this is a fun activity. I've participated in getting my hair done as a kid in the cruise ports, and it's really enjoyable. You can come back to school with your hair done, you're looking good. You don't want to take those braids out. You look fabulous and you feel like you never left the Caribbean with your hair braided. But there is a great opportunity for being scammed. So with this being a really popular activity, and not everyone is trying to scam you when you do get your hair braided, but some things for you to look out for is where the people who are braiding the hair, they particularly target the children first. Either the parents are a few steps away from them, or they're on the other side of the beach, and they target the children first and they say yes without the parents' permission, and then you're winding up paying for it. Or really where the parents do agree, but you don't get the full quote or price for how much it would cost to do your whole head of hair. They've only quoted you what it would cost to do 1 braid or 3 braids, and you wanted your whole scalp. So you really want to make sure that you kind of understand what the price is. Or perhaps now they've said, do you want some of these beads in the ends and spice it up with some color? But the beads are an extra 50 cents a bead, and you put 3 beads on each strand of hair. So you want to be mindful of knowing what it's going to cost when you sit down in that chair and get your hair braided, because it could cost a lot more than you had anticipated. Our next scam is for those who like to enjoy a nice Cuban cigar. This is a huge target, with Cuban cigars being available in the Bahamas and on these awesome ports of call, but it's a great opportunity for you to get ripped off. So how do we know if they are real Cuban cigars? Well, our first indicator is price. A lot of times scammers will be looking to sell Cuban cigars in the markets, right on the beach, walking up and down the beach, trying to sell them to anyone who might perhaps want one. The shops and anywhere else near the port could be where scammers are hanging out trying to sell you some fake Cuban cigars. Now, if you wanted to buy real Cuban cigars, there's going to be a huge price difference between the fake ones and the real ones potentially, or they're charging you way, way too much for the fake ones anyway. Now, if you wanted to buy real Cuban cigars, my suggestion is to buy them from reputable places, not from any one person in particular, from anyone on the beach or in a small shop. I would go to, perhaps if you're in Nassau, I would go to Atlantis, go to some of the resorts that will be selling them. Those will be for sure authentic Cuban cigars. Knowing what you're getting when you are ingesting something like a cigar is super important, that you don't get sick and that you know that it is authentic and not a complete ripoff of a cigar. Our next scam that you want to be mindful of is a two-way taxi scam. This is where you will wind up paying for your outbound to the beach and your return all up front. This is something you definitely don't want to do for a couple different reasons. You could potentially go to the beach, enjoy yourself, and then all of a sudden you are ready to go and you can't find your taxi driver. Perhaps they weren't ready for you to leave. You wanted to leave at 2 and you had agreed upon 3 yet, so they weren't there back waiting for you yet. Or perhaps they have skipped out on you, unfortunately, and you just can't find them altogether, even though there wasn't any good intentions. Unfortunately, that could happen. So it's important to pay for one trip at a time. Don't pay for the round trip all up front. It gives you better peace of mind knowing that you have that money with you just in case you need to get a different cab driver on your way back to the cruise port. Although this is a common practice in cruise ports though, just to mention, a lot of times the cabbies will offer the round trips and they'll want to stay at the beach or wherever they're driving you and offer you the return because they want your business, not because they want to necessarily always scam you and rip you off, but it is just something to be mindful of, that it is a common practice in many ports of calls. So just because they want to do the return doesn't mean that they're trying to scam you. Just be mindful of an agreement of saying, yeah, we will pay the return when we return. Our next scam that you need to be aware of is also with cabs, and these are taxi overcharges. Now, many places within cruise ports, particularly the Bahamas, for example, have set rates set up by the government for where you want to go. So for example, if you're going from the cruise port to Atlantis, there will be a set fee and the taxi driver won't use the meter. You can ask them what is the fee right before you get in the car, and they'll say perhaps it's $7, for example, to take you to Atlantis. Now, a lot of times they won't even use the meter. It is just that set fare. Now, if you wanted to ask them to use the meter, a lot of times they probably would say no, it's just the set fee, because that is what is set up by the government. Now, if you weren't sure if the flat fare is a fair price or not, you could always ask a couple different cab drivers before you jump in one and make sure that they aren't inflating a overly high price for that fare. So it's always important to declare the price before you get in the car, and even if you aren't sure if it is overinflated and it's not a fair price, go ahead and ask a couple different taxi drivers what the fare is to go to where you want to go. Potentially some could even negotiate with you even though it is a flat fare by the government, or it could be a firm, hard number depending on where you are. Our last scam that you want to be aware of is unofficial tour guides that just pop up and become your best friends. I'm talking about you're walking along and you don't have a plan for the day and you just want to sightsee by foot and kind of enjoy a little bit. This could happen at a local tourist attraction, and a local will become your best friend and want to give you unsolicited knowledge of the entire tourist attraction, everything that the history has to offer. Perhaps they know what they're talking about, or perhaps they're just kind of making it up as they go, because who's to know the difference if this is your first time there as well. But basically they will do the thing that they have the good intention of showing you their hometown and showing you how beautiful it is and giving you the knowledge and everything of what the tourist attraction offers or the particular area that you are exploring. And then all of a sudden, of course, the script changes. Who would have thought? And they are demanding or asking for an inflated tour guide fee. And this isn't something that you've signed up for, that you've agreed to, or that they're even a licensed operator, but they've walked around a tourist attraction for 15-20 minutes with you, giving you the knowledge and sharing this with you, and you didn't really shoo them away, and they are now demanding payment for their service. So some of the warning signs of looking out for those unofficial local tour guides who want to just latch on to you. If you see someone who wants to tell you all about the history and the knowledge and everything like that, you can straight up say, hey, I'm not looking for a paid tour guide experience, and kind of be upfront. Thanks, but no thanks. So I hope you enjoyed learning about these 7 cruise scams that are going on in the ports of call. You're better off knowing now what to look out for so you can avoid having the wool be pulled over your eyes, and you can enjoy your ports of call without being scammed. If you've ever been scammed or know of any that potentially I missed or didn't add, let us know in the comments below so we all can be on the up and up and know what is going on and not put ourselves at any other risk. So I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up, subscribe for more, and until next time, ciao for now.